Okay, here at Carrington, open training is done. We've seen who is available for Manchester United. We've just listened to Ruben Amorim in his press conference there, and some headlines from the press conference. Again, bless him, Ruben Amorim, and he's honest there. He has just called out Casemiro as the problem that Sir Jim Ratcliffe has got. I don't think he meant to do it in the way that he did, but Ruben pretty much has just confirmed that what Sir Jim Ratcliffe was talking about in that interview with Gary Neville the other day, players who were overpaid, not good enough for Manchester United. And Ruben, literally, in answering a question from Simon Stone from the BBC, when asked about the owner, Sir Jim Ratcliffe, openly talking in interviews this week about players that are on too much money, not good enough for the club. And he means, Ruben Amorim answered him and said, "Oh, you mean Casemiro? For instance, Casemiro." We didn't even need to prompt him into saying anything, and he pretty much come out and said that it was Casemiro that Sir Jim Ratcliffe was alluding to, near enough. And that is the talk of the press box in there right now. Everybody is talking about it. I was just sat next to James Ducker of The Telegraph. He just looked at me and went, I can't believe he's actually just named Casemiro. But this is what Ruben Amorim does. He's a headline maker, and he gives us something to talk about and people to write about all the time. He is just going to say it as it is. And do you know what? There's an element of that I absolutely love. There's sometimes I look at it and I go, actually, maybe, Ruben, you should have kept your mouth shut there, because you've got a bunch of players there that have just been called out by the owner, Sir Jim Ratcliffe. You've got a bunch of players there that are really now looking at what the owner of this club has said, saying that they're not good enough. Then the manager has come out and said that you mean Casemiro, like I just alluded to there. And he's got to try and turn them players around. He was also asked by Samuel Luckhurst of the MEN if any of the players had come to him regarding the issues and what Sir Jim Ratcliffe has said. He said none of them. Everything has been great in training. He said that everything was as it should be. Everyone was happy. Everyone was training well. Obviously, we've seen the likes of Manuel Ugarte and Mason Mount back. He did say that Mason Mount won't be available for the game. It's too soon, but Manuel Ugarte is back in contention. Obviously, Manchester United will be missing Harry Maguire and Lenny Yoro from the centre of defence, so maybe it's Victor Lindelof or maybe even Aidan Heaven again coming in, because there was no Lenny Yoro either. So that really is where we're at with players, and we've seen who was in training. Everyone looked upbeat, everyone was happy, and it was all about what Ruben was going to say. And that, like I just said there then, was basically the bombshell and the news from the press conference. Ruben pretty much relaying that message from Sir Jim Ratcliffe to the media today and saying that you mean Casemiro, and it is Casemiro that is the problem. I don't think he necessarily means that. He doesn't, does he? He's not going to slaughter one of his players. He said, look, every one of us here is underperforming right now, including myself. Casemiro has won everything all around Europe, and we want him playing good football here as well. And again, they're tripping himself up a little bit in saying that Casemiro isn't performing too well and isn't good enough, maybe, in what people were asking the question in relation to, in what Sir Jim Ratcliffe said. It's all a little bit mixed up and a little bit too much going on. Really, you wanted to come into this press conference today, Ruben Amorim, and say what was necessary for going through into the next rounds. Honestly, not even one question about Sociedad, not one question about European football, about anything. It was stadium, it was Sir Jim Ratcliffe, it was the squad, it was players that might be back from injury, and that was about it. And he again, he's having to deal with what I think is just too much. It's too much on one man. It's too much to ask of one man in terms of dealing with this football club and what it actually brings, the pressures it brings to every single manager, coach that's been here. And again, like, you felt sorry for him, you really did. You felt sorry that Ruben had to answer them sorts of questions. You knew they were coming. I think I said it beforehand, but bless him, he kind of has opened up another can of worms there, and everybody in there right now is typing away frantically in their reports from this press conference, typing away, talking about Casemiro and what Ruben Amorim said there. Questions about money in the summer, questions about the players going forward and how he changes things, all usual protocol for press conferences and everything that comes with them. But at the end of the day, Tom Eaton there just going out, at the end of the day, Ruben has to produce on the pitch, and he knows this. And with the backing of the CEO, Omar Barada, with the backing of Sir Jim Radcliffe, the owner, another question was asked on that. Do you feel more confident now, even with what's going on at the football club, what's happening on the pitch, that you can actually get what you necessarily need out of these players? Like, if the owners are backing you, the CEO's backing you, does that give you confidence as a coach? And he said, I'm just going to keep saying the same things. I'm not bothered about the future, I'm bothered about the now. I want to win now. I'm not performing to the right standards. I need to perform better like the rest of the players. So when opening up on the players and saying that they are not good enough, he is also saying that right now this performance from him is just as bad. And that's the problem that we've got. That is the issue that is always going to be there and what he's judged on. And there goes Bruno Fernandes as well. Looks like I'm stood right in the right spot here with all the players going out right now. There's going to be a bit of a melee from the fans here. I'm just at the entrance of Carrington right now. I can see all of the fans looking for signatures. Nice Bentley there that Bruno's got, by the way. Lovely. But yes, that's Tom Heaton in a nice Audi. Nice Audi 4x4, and Bruno has stopped for the fans. I can just actually pan across here so you can just see out the back there, just a little bit, but that's the man himself. That's the captain of this football club, Bruno Fernandes, stopping for the fans again, as everybody always expects. Absolute legend of this football club. But yeah, we've seen a few of the players leave Carrington now and get themselves home, prepped and ready for tomorrow. It's a massive night tomorrow. And again, like, it's crazy for what this club is. One of the biggest games of the season, what the whole season is riding on, and there's not one question asked about it. Nothing about the opposition, what he's going to do, or anything like that. Nobody cared. Nobody was interested. All anybody wanted to know is what he thought of the new stadium and what he thought of the comments made by Sir Jim Radcliffe and Omar Barada, the CEO. On the stadium, by the way, he said it looks very nice, but it's in 5 years. I want to win trophies at Old Trafford, which is probably the best line to come from the press conference, to be honest. He pretty much nailed it in what he said there. Manchester United need to be winning trophies a lot sooner than any plan or any new stadium going up. And I think that's probably the most important thing to take from today, really. It's that Ruben's still got his head screwed on. He's not getting carried away with anything that's going on from behind the scenes or anything like that. And at the end of the day, he knows what his job is. He knows he needs to win now. And Manchester United are a long way off from that. So, really, tomorrow night is huge. And Ruben, he's only bothered about that. I've seen him walking around here afterwards from the press conference. He's been ushered around everywhere doing interviews for TNT, MUTV. He's been moved around to the front of Carrington now, I've just seen as well. And yeah, I feel sorry for him, I really do. But this is the job. This is the job here at Manchester United. It's not a normal one, and there's a lot more that comes with it. And you've seen that here today in full action. But that's me. Get your comments in below what you thought of Ruben's comments on Casemiro and everything else ahead of this game. Yeah, I'll give the video a like. I'll see you all later on. Cheers, everyone.